think the universe was just letting me know, like, as long as you stay committed to your healing journey, like, you're gonna see reality shift. And, so tonight, since this is our celebration night, I just want us to freely express how we feel. Like, how does this feel? How was this experience to you? Because me creating the space was something like a dream come true for me. This is the second year that I have done this. This year was different. This year, I feel like we could anytime reach out to one another, and we go be there for each other. We go hold space with each other. This really feels like a sisterhood. And I mean, I think what's coming with the rest of the year, this made us stronger. It also bonded us to the transformation that's happening. Like, this solidified it. This was like, oh no, they serious. Oh no, they showing up for the meetings. They sharing with each other. They serious. And so much shit is about to be happening in the world. And I'm telling y'all, what we have been cultivating, we can be bothered and unbothered at the same goddamn time of it. Because life is never gonna stop doing what it do. But you can be bothered and unbothered at the same time. You can hold space for two totally separate experiences at one time. When you start realizing that I can exist and I don't have to get attached to what's happening. It's happening. I'm observing, I'm witnessing, but I don't have to be attached to it. And I know that I got a spiritual army that's always with me, always supported me, even when I don't know they there. I have ancestors that I ain't even met, but they know me. And they know that I'm going through this process of healing generational patterns that have held us down. Like, those things alone made this so beautiful. And we all on different parts of the map. Like, literally, we like spread out just like that, covering the whole fucking United States. Can't make this up. We got the north, the south, the east, the west, all, you know what I'm saying? And it's just really beautiful. And so I went in and just was talking to the goddesses about y'all. And I don't know that y'all know, but I'm telling you, reality is going to be shifting in such a major fucking way. By the time this summer get here, y'all gonna be feeling like completely different people. Like, from what they was showing me, I was like, wow. So that's what we was doing this whole time. So sometimes stuff can start to feel like routine, like it's just routine. But spiritually, us coming together, the alchemy that it was creating, we've been laying ley lines. We've been connected grids. This is why we was scattered out like this. I thought all of us would probably be, in the tri area or something. It's crazy. We cover every direction. So I just want y'all, feel comfortable doing that. I'm probably gonna share some of this on YouTube, because this is y'all like coming out. This is you like being like, no, fuck that. I'm not tamed. I am who I am. And I'm proud of me. I'm proud of my sisters. I'm proud of being on this journey and what we're doing. And so many women need to see this, because for a lot of women, this is not a reality. They have been abused by their mamas, their grandmamas, their aunties. They get into it with their family, their sisters. Like, that's what I came from. So it's just like, I knew this was possible, but it was so just foreign to me. Like, really, we can really care about each other like that, and not what we can get from each other, but how we can show up and support each other. So, a lot of people see this. So if y'all comfortable, I am going to share some of this. If y'all not comfortable, it's okay. I'm still going to share some of this. Well, y'all some powerful is dope. I know. And I also know that the system that we grew up in, it makes you afraid of your power, because you're nervous about what your power can do. Like, what can you do when you really fully tapped in? That shit's scary. I know I didn't make the lights flicker. And my divine self was like, that shouldn't even be nothing to you. Like, you can do so much more than that. You so much more powerful that you ain't even tapped into it yet. We just not scraping the surface. So with all of this that's going to be happening, we're going to find ourselves organizing chaos with more ease. I think we're getting to that point now where when shit happens, you just like, I can't let it overwhelm me though. I have a purpose. I have something that I need to be focused on. I'm the chosen one that's in these patterns. Like I can't get caught up in it. I'm not going to get caught up in this argument with you. I'm opting out of conversations that's not benefiting me. Okay, it upsets people. That's okay. You have a right to feel that way. And I have a right to opt out of things that's not benefiting me. And when I tell you I've been exercising that opt out shit, I opt out of anything that don't feel good to me. If it don't feel good to me, I'm opting out. If it ain't my kids and something that I know is a responsibility that I have to do, especially if I'm dealing with other grown people, I'm opting out. And no matter who you are. If it ain't good for me, I'm not doing it. Because we have to be in a space where we're comfortable. We have to be in a space not comfortable because we're not growing and we're stagnant, but comfortable because we know that we are willing our own reality. We manifest in our own reality. That space, you have to have boundaries. And you have to, the greatness that we on our way to, it required us to release a lot of attachments. And that's what they've been doing for us. Even if we feel like we ain't been going to our altars as much as we need to. We ain't been, you get that feeling where you like, I need to be doing something and I'm not doing it. I just don't feel like it. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I feel like I'm procrastinating. Maybe I got so many things on my mind. I can't be fully present. So I don't even want to do it because I'm not fully present. Like they was just like, none of that shit matters. Y'all existence alone alchemizes chaos. And the more grounded you are, the more you start changing shit. And sometimes life start lifing because your energy is commanding a change vibrationally.
And our intentions.
Yeah, exactly. So, this responsibility of being multidimensional beings, it basically means that we not just become the best version of ourselves, but we're helping to create a better version of this world. And every time we heal something in ourselves, every time we realize something about ourselves, every time our relationships mirror something back to us, that's a moment where we're carving a new space in time. Like it's a whole new energy. When you have them aha moments, it sends out energy. And I've been doing this practice. I'm gonna share this with y'all, and then I want to hear from each of you. I just kind of wanted to get you sparked and get you going. I don't know, do we need to have a twerk moment? Any tension in the room? Everybody okay? Okay. Hey, baby.
Absolutely.
Okay. Ass ain't tight. It's loose. I had to do mine before we get on, get it loose and open. So we grounded. Okay. We all right? Everybody all right?
Yes, we are right.
Y'all know all you got to do is let me know. I keep my black candles ready. I be ready to reverse them. I've been in reverse mode all week. We're not doing that. But this is what we're here to do. And all of us has lives where we didn't get to finish this. Whether somebody felt like they needed to take us out, or we just was in a situation where it was just too much oppression, we didn't get to finish this. And even though I know some of our situations is some things that you're not fully free to do and be yet, because sometimes it's so disruptive to other people's beliefs. You can't move that way, especially when you're in relationships. You try to consider the other person. I was consulting them about that too. And they were just like, y'all doing this work and y'all sleep. So it really don't even matter what obstacles might show up in physical reality. Y'all doing this work in the astral realm. This is nothing can stop this from happening. All of them times that y'all died in the past and got burned at the stake, hung on trees, y'all came right back and was like, no, we're coming back during the age of Aquarius and we're going to finish this. And so this is what is happening right now. Yeah, so just wanted to share that. So what I've been doing is I've been closing my eyes and focusing on my third eye, looking up with my eyes closed at my third eye. And when I'm commanding or petitioning or sending out vibrations and prayers, I've started to send the vibrations to my third eye or whatever messages I want to send out into the universe, asking the Great Mother to receive this message. And the more that I do this, the more I'm able to translate energy. So I'm translating the energy now. So even if it's energy of frustration, it translates a message to me through my third eye. I had a frustration just the other day because I was like, no matter how healthy I'm trying to be, stuff keep happening physically and it knocked me off my routine. And so I was frustrated and I just working with my third eye, like show me the spiritual perspective of this frustration. And I was shown that what happens is when you start getting to that point of the frustration is just the test to see are you going to continue, because if the frustration is going to cause you to collapse and quit, what's on the other side of frustration, you're not ready for it yet. And even though it's what we want, sometimes we're not ready for it. So on the other side of being able to manifest more accurately, whatever it is, even if it's not something physical, it could be something financially, it could be a dream, it could be a project, it could be a partnership, it could be just something you've been dreaming about and thinking about. It could just be a new hobby you've been wanting to start and you just haven't been able to really get yourself to doing it, whatever it may be. When you find yourself running into obstacles and you get frustrated, that's a great sign. Like I was looking at it like it was a negative thing. And it was like, no, that's a great sign. That's a measurement of how close you're getting. That's why you get frustrated. Because you're like, I know I should be able to do this. I know I should be able to do this. And all you have to do is know that you should be able to do it. Just by knowing that you can do it and just not giving up. The frustration is just a sign that, yeah, you doing this. You are absolutely doing this. And even if people around you get frustrated, what does that energy translate? Like just practicing reading the energy, not looking at the vibrations and taking it for face value, because you can't judge a book by its cover. What is the first saying? And so in this process, I've been real different all week. It's this kind of thing when I start embodying goddess consciousness, like I commit. So if I'm embodying the energy of Lalita Tripura Sundari, she's all about lightness, joy, laughter, softness, authenticity. She's just a wild feminine. She's kind of like that person that irritate the hell out of you because shit be going wrong and they always bubbly. That's like how her energy is, It's just like I can't think of a character Friends, like on Friends, the blonde chick on Friends. That's how she was, the hippie chick. I can't think of her name right now, but that's how she was, and she would annoy people. Yeah, Phoebe. Yeah. So I was like, Lalita, I definitely need you because I be too serious. Sometimes I just be too serious. And so she showed up and it was irritating people, and I was just like, this is interesting because I have to detach from pleasing other people. Because if I'm going to do what it is that I know is best for me, other people being frustrated don't mean that I'm supposed to stop. And a lot of times we let that stop us. Especially if we grew up and we had to people please. We had to be obedient. We had to assimilate. We had to, so much pressure. So a lot of times we walk on eggshells through life, no matter who it is or what it is on the other side of it, it's always some type of power struggle. Like everybody can't be in their power at the same time, right? And so I was going through that and experiencing it, and it was just like I understood something. Like I didn't know that I was still this codependent. I'm behaving as if I have to behave correctly all the time to keep bad shit from happening. Like bad things just happen. It is not connected to anything that I'm doing. And then is it really bad? Is it ever really bad? Is it a lesson? Because it's always a lesson. It's not always something coming to destroy you or hurt you or stop you. Sometimes it's just something slowing you down so that you don't hurt yourself. Because sometimes we be moving too fast. And I'm impatient. I be wanting shit to happen quick.
Me too.
No, yes. It's just like this shit ain't happening quick enough. I want the magic that I see on TV. Give me that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when I wiggle my fucking nose, this nigga needs to start acting right. I be wanting that shit to really happen like that. And I be so frustrated. So y'all can relate.
That shit real though. I ain't even that like that shit real. Like, yes, absolutely.
Because see, the world we move slower because it's more dense. It's because of the dense
Right.
anxiety, the depression. When we have this as a collective, it slows down the particles and the waves around us that can change things, you
Right.
know? So this is why the lightness, you have to bring the lightness in. If you know you've been too heavy, if you know you've been feeling too dense and just emotionally burdened with shit, then okay, what is it going to take for me to shift into some lightness? What's going to help me make this shift? Because I can't wait on life to bring something to help me shift into this energy. I'm supposed to be the one creating waves. So how can I create this wave? I don't want to ride this wave that I'm riding right now. I'm ready to get off this wave. It's just like you go to Disney World and you get on a ride. It's so fun the first time. The second time, it's okay. The third time, you're sick of that shit. You're like, let's go do something else. So when you get tired of riding a wave, you figure out a way to get off. And then you go and find something else that excites you. So I had lost that capacity to do that. And I would get stuck in other people's waves, other people's emotions, other people's moods, just so easily be triggered by shit. And it just throw me off. Shit happening in the world, it's just like, this is just too much. So, so that's when Smash Shauna, which was Smash Shauna Kali, and I shared that card with y'all. That's she showed up. And I was like, okay, it's got to be a remedy for this. And it was Smash Shauna. And she was just like, you manifesting is not always about what you control. Some stuff manifests because you surrender. And so it's just the wisdom to know, okay, this ain't working. I keep trying to make this peg fit in this circle hole. I'm frustrated. And imagine when we look at our kids doing shit like that. Like after they did it like the 10th time, you just walk off. You'd be like, never mind. Because you told them it's not gonna fit. And they still sitting there banging it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's how the goddesses do us. And they be like, never mind. She'll get it when she get it. When she'll receive the message. So that's what I had been doing. And so I just started letting go. And I went through this moment of visualizing her connecting to my third eye. Like I said, when you look up, you take the tip of your tongue and you put the tip of your tongue at the roof of your mouth, and this activates your pineal. And then you look up to your third eye at the same time. This activates the black dot. So when you're doing both of those, some slow, deep breaths, you can actually connect with these goddesses to the point where they'll start whispering to you, like throughout your day. Like, okay, this is why you be drained. Well, what? What? You just got irritated over the text message. That's 30 minutes of your energy right there just went into that irritation. Now, if you sit here another 10 minutes, it's gonna be another hour when into the irritation. They ain't gonna make you do nothing. They just gonna let you know where your error is. So they have been doing that to me. And I realized I really be mad about shit every day. Every day. I was like, the new challenge is to not be mad. Can I not be mad? Let me just start off with 20 minutes. You really got to baby step it because you don't know how much you be mad until you actually start being aware through the lens of a goddess, which is a higher perception. And I realized that I spend hours combined a day mad about some shit. And I didn't know how much damage I was doing to myself. And I was like, okay, so I don't know what to do with it, and that's when I was telling y'all in the messages, like, just stop and start dancing. Just it sounds so fucking crazy. It makes absolutely no sense. But when you start moving your body, anger can't stay. It's just like glitter. And when you got glitter on you, when you start moving, it start falling off. It's just the laws of nature. But I didn't want to let the anger go sometimes. I knew that this worked because I did it over and over and over again. Sometimes I got irritated about some shit, and I could have got up and dated. I could have got up and moved around, and I didn't do it. And so I realized that anger has a addictive component to it because it does give you a reward. Because when you feel like you've been oppressed and suppressed your fucking whole life, and you just now figuring out how to be liberated, being angry is like the way that you express your frustration to all of the shit that women have to go through as a collective in the world and you individually. So sometimes you sitting in that anger because you seething about shit that's been going on for years that you ain't been able to address and get to the root of. It accumulates. So I realized while I was sitting in it, that's why I be sitting in it for so long. Because I don't have an outlet. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a voice. Sometimes I feel like even if I did have a voice, I'd go listen. Like really listen. Not just hear me, but listen and feel me. So anger does give you a release of hormones where it's addictive. And I did not realize that I was addicted to being mad. So crazy. I thought I was the coolest cucumber in the world. And these little micro moments, little microaggressions, I get annoyed. The kids do some shit, it annoy me and I get stuck. So this is just how the goddesses is coming in right now to help us work through the emotions so that we can create waves, create the waves of energy that we want to ride, create waves that we want other people to come and ride, be like, girl, no, you need to come and feel this. This is what we're coming into. I don't know. I summer might be we're gonna have a hot summer. If we keep continuing like this, everything that we've learned and creating these waves, other people are gonna be stressed out. We're gonna be less stressed. It might not be zero, but it's definitely gonna be less than the rest of the world. Because we know that this is not where it ends. This is just a process of evolution that we're going through. We in a simulation so that our souls can learn. The real us is sleep. We're having these experiences. You spend 70, 80 years and then you die. And you come back, learn some new stuff. And you just keep doing it over and over and over again until you evolve to the point where you can go to the next dimension. We know that. Most people in this world don't. And they gonna be lost. The deeper we get into this energy, people are gonna be so confused just about life, period. Nothing is gonna make sense because the energy is different. Everything works different. When they told me being lazy, for some of y'all too, and then look, I ain't gonna say being lazy, but I'm gonna say this. Sometimes we work ourselves harder than we have to.
Yeah,
So if you
that's the one.
innovate to work easy so that you only work hard when you absolutely have to, not because it's a habit. And a lot of us been doing it out of habit. Sometimes you might not have to apply as much effort. Notice areas where you don't need to apply as much effort. Small things like when I'm cleaning up, this is how the goddesses do. They put a microscope on you. When you do this third eye practice with the tip of your tongue, they put a microscope on your day-to-day life. But while I'm cleaning up, I was scrubbing the hell out of that floor. The floor did not need me to scrub it that hard. The stain was gone. And I was still scrubbing just out of habit. And they was like, look at you. You went over that one spot 50 times. And I'm like, it's funny because this is really how they go be speaking to y'all. I don't know if it's been happening yet, but you go hear it's gonna sound like your old voice, but you gonna know it's not you because it's thoughts you haven't had before. So then I went to cleaning the tub out. I was doing the same. They was like, why are you doing it so hard? You struggling for nothing. I'm like, I'm trying to hurry up and get it done. I need to cook. I need to do this. And they was like, just slow down. Just put some more soap on it. You ain't gotta wipe it as hard. Just little simple things. They was like, don't use so much energy. Why are you doing it so hard? My back started itching, scratching the hell out of my back. I scratched a bump off. They was just like, why are you scratching it so hard? It's just simple. I'm like, that's true. Next star I heard, and I'm rubbing it. They're like, why are you rubbing it so hard? It ain't gonna make it go away faster. Just gently rub. It's elegance, it's grace. And I didn't even notice, y'all. So sometimes we get so used to struggle that it just show up in those little small things that we do. So, yeah. All right, so I would like to hear y'all experience. I hope this started conversation, got something churning in you. But what has this experience been like for y'all? I guess I could start with Latasha since you up at the top.
Let's start with me first. Dang,
You want to have the black girl dress
I'm
on
shy.
Eddie.
Mm-mm.
So
It's 3 weeks later. I ain't feeling the same. No, I'm just teasing. Um, for me, it's a lot of confirmation because it's well, as you speak, as you talk, it's like I'm like experiencing it, and it's just
Mhm,
a whole lot of confirmation for me to let me know that I am on the right track.
mhm.
You know, so that's what I kind of get from this whole thing, and it's of course being with like-minded people, and you
Yeah.
be able to express yourself how you know. That's a great thing because us as women, we don't what I see, we don't treat each other good at all. We don't uplift each other. We mean mugging each other. You know what I mean? Just in my day-to-day experience, I don't see this.
Mhm.
I mean, or not to say every aspect, but the whole over us overall as women, we don't treat each other well. And I'm here to break that. I'm here to break that cycle. So no, this has been a very pleasant and good confirmation, shall I
Mhm.
say. And everything haven't been easy. Cause there is sometimes I feel like I want to give up. But just for somebody to say, nah, keep on pushing, you know what I mean? Just to have that little nudge on the coattail, keep pushing, and somebody to genuinely be there and say to keep pushing. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. Ashe. Yeah. I think that um I think that a lot of women are afraid to support other women. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, because it's like I don't want to make myself more invisible than I already feel, or I don't want her to surpass me, or so like for me now, like when I go places, sometimes I see how women mean mug each other,
Mm,
and like, why? You don't even know each other. Like,
absolutely.
so I get petty sometimes. That's how I have my fun. So
Yeah.
I'll see it, and then I'll be like, girl, your hair is so gorgeous. While
Right.
she
Trying to
means,
lighten the mood. Yeah. Trying to lighten it to
yeah.
to change to shift the whole dynamic of I don't the thought process or the energy they giving off or whatever. Yeah.
And then they'll smile. And it just,
Absolutely.
it's like we carry this energy with us to help people because some people just don't know.
I
Some
think a
people know,
lot of it's survival mode though.
but
Being in
yeah,
survival mode. A lot of stuff
yeah.
is socially engineered
Hmm.
for us to treat each other how we do treat each other. And I'm just speaking about my experience. A lot of it might not be other people's experience, but a lot of stuff that I experience that I see, it's like we're kind of like we're standoffish. We're afraid to express ourselves if we are going through something, and we don't want
Hmm.
nobody to judge us or feel some kind of way that we always have to be at this perfect. Everything has to be this perfect view, and everything ain't always perfect every
Yeah,
day. I want to be mad. I'm mad. I want to be mad right now. You know what I
exactly.
mean? I'm happy. I want to be happy right now. So I'm not saying this is thing that has been created that this is the way you're supposed to be, and that's
Hmm.
not it. Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to cut your wisdom, but I'm done.
No, you're good. This is y'all celebration. We went
Right.
through sacred sisterhood journey together. Talk. That's why I said talk your shit. Talk your
Absolutely.
shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I go and then I'd be like, I kind of withdraw back and be like, okay, shut up, don't be quiet, don't say no more. You know what I mean? But I have a whole lot to say.
I'd be like the female Flavor Flav in Walmart, honey. Girl,
Right.
girl, egg. Oh, it annoyed the hell out of some people, but it's funny to me because I'm just like, you just don't even know I'm healing the earth
Absolutely.
now,
Yeah.
healing the fucking planet. But they don't know that we the great mother in physical form, but I do.
Absolutely.
And you have to
Absolutely.
accordingly. Sometimes we know, but we don't embody. What are we
Yeah.
doing? You know?
I
Yeah.
fall in the trap sometime too now. I get
It's
petty too.
that's why I said I can be petty. I try petty. I make sure my
Mhm.
pettiness is somebody. So I'm being
Absolutely.
petty. I see you being petty, but I'm gonna compliment you. So it's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
positive.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that on the topic of social engineering, I think that colonialism really did us in. Um, the colorism,
All of that.
hair, how wide your nose is, how thick or thin,
Absolutely.
just crazy stuff. And we the
Yeah.
generation break free of that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I see women every day as far
Hmm.
as doing the hair, and a lot of us don't even like our hair because I'm
Yeah,
I'm a hairstylist. I have
yeah,
a hair business, and it's like a lot of us don't even like our hair. You know what I mean? We want to be sure. And I'm not saying that you can't do what we could do whatever we want to do. I think we have the best of all the worlds. You want to be natural, you want to be straight, you want to be curly. Do do that. But I do experience a lot of us not
hmm
liking our natural hair. So yeah,
I
that's another thing that I see.
yeah, I used to always say that I didn't like my hair. I don't like my hair. Ugh. It
Right,
just what to do, and I
right.
didn't really. I was trying to communicate a message to me.
Absolutely. You see what we see though. You see what we've been seeing. We've been aspiring to someone else's narrative. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And I
yeah,
think that's all we see. That's
yeah,
all we see on the TV. Straight hair, this,
yeah,
that, then gotta be slim. You got no, it's all different types, all different shapes. Yeah, it's all that, but it's what we see who controls the narrative.
yeah,
It's the different. And I think a lot of us, not just us, I'm just saying we expiring to someone else's shit. And it's like, stop feeding the fucking beast. Fuck the
so
bees. Make your own shit.
feel to make us not feel ourselves. It's a standard that's been
Absolutely.
caused us to lack confidence in
Absolutely.
natural state.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
and I think that that's why women, like younger women now, they really struggling with their identity.
Mhm.
You know,
Like
they
to
really
add to
struggle.
that,
Yeah.
like if you take it to a different level, like that's what you guys are talking about. It's deep, but it's surface at the same time. I want you to think about this. I have so many Black women who come to the clinic and they have issues with their periods. You know, it's like it's really heavy, it's really painful. Um, and even though they know that Black women lead in, you know, having the most hysterectomies, like it doesn't even trigger their mind to just think of why. And they're so quick to say, take it out. Like I had this girl, she told me, she said, like I don't care about being a woman anymore. Just take it out. I'm so tired of my period. And it's like,
Mm,
wow, you know, you've
wow.
allowed colonialism really, you know, to really allow you to get to a point where you don't even understand your body.
Mm,
You don't even take my advice when I say, well, you need to change your diet. You need to get these herbs and do this. I can't do that. I can't stop eating meat. I can't stop eating this. I can't stop eating that. So it's like, it's outward and inward. And it's so much self-hate that it's really on a whole just it's so mind-boggling.
mm,
It's
mm.
like,
Absolutely.
it's so mind-boggling. So it's like the color of your skin to like your hair
Uh,
to just, you know, feeling like you're not enough and you got to go run and get a BBL or something. And, you know, like take out my goods because I don't need them anymore. I don't need to be a woman. Like it's really bad.
it
It's
is.
really, really bad.
It's funny you said that because I was just reading an article and it was saying that since the pandemic, a lot more people been getting hysterectomies, and they were saying that a lot of them is by choice. Because women don't want to deal with their periods no more. Some women don't want to get pregnant and their man don't want to get a vasectomy. So it's like, okay, well, I'll just go get a hysterectomy then. I
Yeah.
was reading
And
like, what the fuck?
yeah, like I hear it so much. And you're right. Like it really seems like in the past few years, it's kicked up in that group of women, the age has dropped. And it's like, what? Like they don't even understand the power that they possess. And they're
Yeah,
just willing to, you know, just let it all go. And I'm like, you know, don't you realize that if they do a total hysterectomy, they're taking your ovaries too. Here you are 30 years old. Why do you want to be in menopause? Like
yeah,
if you can't handle this phase of it, you're damn sure not gonna handle menopause. Like you haven't adjusted to anything. You're not attempting to. So your ovaries are gone now, and now you're complaining about hot flashes. And then what's the next thing you want? You want to go to the GYN to get some hormones so that you can feel better. Like it's just, I
it's
don't know.
sad.
It really is. It really
It,
is. And they're
it's
not thinking.
no, they not. I think that the whole transhumanism thing, even though it seems like they're so far away from this issue,
It's
but
here.
what's happening is we're hating our humanity.
Hmm.
People in prison can't eat what they want to eat. And talking to people, that's what it sounds like. I can't stop eating this. I can't start eating that. People in prison really can't.
Hmm.
So what's happening with people who not physically in prison that feel like that? They're in an invisible prison of the
Hmm.
social structure. It's
Hmm.
invisible. The bars are invisible. There's a warden inside of them telling them what they can't do all day long.
Mhm.
Nobody can
Mhm.
see. That don't even really exist. And this is how we have given our power away. And
Hmm.
I was just listening to a podcast, and they were talking about racism, how you talk about the symptoms of it, but if you're the one experiencing it, then it's not as real. But if somebody outside of your race talk about it, then the prison that you living in become more real. When somebody white say, oh yeah, this is the truth. This is the truth. We're still dealing with racism. This is the truth. Black people don't get the same medical care as white people do. This is the truth. It's like it's validated when it comes from somebody else. But when it comes from the person who has experienced it, it's not validated. And that's just like being in prison. Nobody validates what's happening. When somebody outside of the prison say something is happening in the prison, then it becomes a conversation and people accept it. But as long as prisoners are saying they're doing this to us, they're not feeding us, we're getting paid slave wages, we working 24/7. So it just takes us back to that energy where we've been programmed to live in prisons. And you, how do you get free of something that you can't see and you feel like you have no power to change? It's psychological.
The mind. Yeah.
And it's what they've done to women. And like now what's about to happen is that, yeah, and then I'm gonna let y'all pick back up. But what's about to be happening now is like the energy that has been created from women not being able to be fully themselves. Whoever is on the other side of that, whoever is holding some type of power, some type of control in any shape, form, or fashion, like we're about to see more destruction than ever before, because Mama Earth is the same as we are, just on a much bigger scale. And look at what she's doing. She's turning shit inside out. We got snowstorms in California, Las Vegas.
Gotta happen. Yeah.
Flood, Saudi Arabia.
Somebody got to answer. Somebody got to answer.
Somebody got to, because we have wrote a check our ass can't cash as a collective. And so that's why us feeling free, us feeling safe, us loving ourselves, that is essential. Survival now means being able to love these parts of you that you've been told was unlovable. That's just it. And that's why everything outside of us is constantly reminding us of what to hate. Because if we focus on what to love, and if we focus on how to do that and how to get there and holding that vibration longer and then supporting each other, it only takes a few. It only takes a few to topple the system. Yeah. Damn, Keys. Like, yeah, you make a good point. They are getting younger. They are a lot younger. Women not even wanting to have kids no more. I'm not saying I don't get it. Because sometimes I look at mine and I be like, I'm glad you little motherfuckers is here. Because if I had to wait till after the pandemic, I don't know. You might would have had to come through another. Love you. I'm glad when you did. But I get it. And a lot of men are so easily walking away from their homes and their children. And it's just, I get it. And a lot of women are scared. Like, I don't even want to know what happens if I become a single mother. I don't even want that possibility. So women not using birth control, not enough. They're like, just give me a hysterectomy. I don't even want to deal with that possibility. So yeah, there's this thing now going around where single mothers is being demonized. They victims to this social construct. I was a single mother for 14 years. Like, it wasn't a choice. It wasn't a choice. So I think that I think that what you're saying makes so much sense, that it is that deep. Was there anything else you wanted to share, Key? Let's go back and forth.
Well, as far as like what changed during this process, I made some notes. I started being more creative with my scrubs. because I can't stand clothes anyways. So I wear scrubs when I go to work. And,
Mm,
you know, sometimes it's just a matter of putting on this t-shirt and scrub bottoms and some tennis shoes. But yeah, I had to like make it a little extra. I started adding scarves and changing my jewelry and stuff like that, you know, just to feel prettier.
yeah.
Um, and not really care what anybody thinks. Like this week alone, like I had the puffiest hair at work and I was like, fuck what you think. You know, this is my hair, this is how it grows on my head. So, you know, um, let's see what else.
She was flexing.
Enjoying my uniqueness. Yeah, that's what it's been about. You
I
know,
love.
because when I look at my coworkers, you know, I was thinking, you know, I look at the women that I work with and, you know, no shade to anybody, but it's like they don't really do much when they go to work. You know what I mean? It's kind of like just, I guess, like that basic idea where you get up, you do the minimum, and then you go because you're just going to work. And, you know, nothing is wrong with that, but at the same time, I feel like something is wrong with that because you can get into that box of not really, you know, presenting yourself in a way that is inviting,
Mm-hmm.
really showing off how beautiful you are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you know, I look at them, they wear the same hairstyles. they, it's just, it's basic. And I'm like, you know, we could really do something nice for ourselves on a daily basis and stop putting ourselves on the back burner. Because I feel like that's where it really stems from. Everybody's up in the morning. You got to take care of lunch. You have to get the kids ready for school. You got to do all these things. And then you don't have enough time for yourself. And it's just like, no, like we have to really stop doing that. We have to really show our best when we step outside because
Yeah.
most of the time the world will not look at you or they won't take you seriously if you don't look the part. Um, and a lot of people I work with, they just don't look the part. So I think it's pretty sad. um, let's see, what else do I have? Slow and steady wins the race. And I think my thought process at that point was, um, we're on a magical journey. We're ascending, and that ascension is going to look different at different times. Sometimes
Mm,
you're going to move pretty quickly, and sometimes you're going to move pretty slow. But no matter what pace you're moving at, just enjoy it, enjoy the ride. And if it does get a little bit slow, then it's what it's supposed to be at that particular time. Because some of this work, if you go too fast, it'll
yeah.
spiral out of control. So,
Mm,
so yeah, I just had to keep telling myself that, like, you're where you're
Yeah.
supposed to be. just, just calm down. You know,
absolutely.
just ease through it.
That's
And the last thing I'll say is that meditation, you know, sometimes I would beat myself up, like, damn, you know, I didn't sit and I didn't meditate like I should have, but I had to just come to terms with meditation as anything, you know,
Mm,
it's sitting down, putting on your makeup or doing your brows, you know, like um just coloring, gardening, picking weeds, like anything can be meditation as long as you're in that moment and you have an intention.
exactly.
Um, you know, like I said, as far as makeup goes, like your intent is to tap into that part of you, that beautiful, sexy side of you. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be for anybody else, it's for you. And then, you know, you could visualize Hathar, you could visualize Venus, you know, you're still embodying that energy. And that's really all what it's about. It's not rigid, you know, like some people make it out to be. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love that. I love that.
mhm.
You know, it's funny that you said how meditation can be anything. It's true. I think that that's the other thing to keep us chasing something because
Mhm.
this is the thing about the healing spiritual community that I noticed. A lot of people operate off of that, and they teach and speak from that space. So
Mhm.
feel like you're not enough. Like
Yeah.
you are journey. You've
Right.
already yes to the journey. Like that right there carries a lot of weight. So you don't have to do it perfect.
Right.
You don't have to about embracing the imperfections, integrating with the shadow,
Mm-hmm.
loving the part that's fragmented until you pull them back together. That's what this journey about. And I just see so much. That's why I get so mad and so irritated when my videos like not reaching like I want them to, because I'm just like, I feel like the pressure to strive it's still that hustle culture. It's still that religious mentality of I have to do it like this. And if I like this is not good enough.
Right.
I I hate that feeling. And I realize that we actually what happens is we impede upon our own growth when we judge ourselves like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the alternative would be, okay, I didn't do that thing that I set out to do. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. I can always pick back up later. It's all right. Just offering that compassion to yourself and that patience. Because without slowing down, patience is impossible. You have to slow down to even have patience. And I think that if we had it our way and we could manifest as fast as we wanted to, we would be manifesting a lot of terrible shit. You really, y'all already we be manifesting shit. Thank God is we cannot manifest as fast as we want to. Because I have some thoughts to think, and I'm just like so
I have
grateful.
plenty of thoughts in my head, like, oh, and then I gotta check myself, like, hey, slow down,
Yeah,
calm down, girl.
don't get it. Look, come on now. This chaotic neuromelanin in us, that dark matter energy is something else. You got to catch it. You know.
Absolutely.
So I'm grateful for the slow. I'm grateful for the speed bumps. We need them. It's like when they first put them speed bumps in that neighborhood you used to speeding through, it's frustrating. You're trying to get something. You're trying to get it done.
Right.
And spirit slows you down with what we call obstacles, but it's just to slow us down. Because sometimes we are manifesting. We're always manifesting something, even if it's coming from your unconscious mind. Think about it. If our subconscious mind manifested how we wanted to, come on now, y'all. What they doing in the White House wouldn't have nothing on us because they really destroying a lot of shit right now. I don't know. I don't know why ain't nothing slowing them down, but that's protection for us. And I'm grateful that we're in spaces where sometimes limitations is protection.
Yeah.
If we had all the resources, if we had everything, all of the manpower to do what we want, our life would be more chaotic than it is. And we would have so many projects going on at one time. We'll have this home for helping homeless women. We'll have this charity over here doing this. It's like, honestly, if we really could manifest all the stuff we wanted to manifest when we wanted to manifest it, we wouldn't get time to slow down and connect with ourselves. So we're being forced to slow down. Yeah. Okay. Who ready to share? That's good. Y'all got me wanting to talk. Okay, Kalia. I see Janae. Okay,
Well,
Janae.
yes. Yes, I guess I can piggyback off of the slowing down part. I think this group, the circle, the space allowed me to really give myself grace because I've been just going and going and I feel it at the end of the night. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you just been running." And to take that space and that time with you all, I feel like I'm like tapping into my inner self. And I feel like, okay, talking to y'all is like talking to me because y'all are tapped in, you know what I mean? And I feel like one day at a time, I've been, I don't know, just finding grace and showing myself some kindness and some compassion because I'm like, I'm so kind and so compassionate to other people and telling them to slow down. This is what you eat. Look at your blood type. Like I'm so informative to my peers and colleagues. And I feel like I'm not that to myself, you know? I
Mm,
can give the advice, but I can't really utilize and implement it into mine. And I find that like I'm like I want to practice what I'm preaching or what I'm telling people. And so that has been my biggest I feel like my biggest or my I don't know, my most important goal for this year or whatever. I turned 29 February 16th. So this is my new year. So I'm like I'm gonna implement
yes.
slowing down. And I've been diving into my natal chart. So I seen my Chiron, and it's so interesting because it says um, that the Chiron is a space where I might be like a little OCD, and that can be a negative thing or a good thing. And I'm like, I've been using it to like the negative at like whatever side of it. And so I'm just thinking like, okay, how can I be OCD, but I guess be a little less OCD, but then be helpful to myself as well. So I'm trying to use it for the positive side.
Mm, that's good.
Yeah.
So the saying is that it has helped you to slow down. It has helped you to connect with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it has helped you also sound like you are alchemizing some of the traits maybe that could have been negative. But you're realizing like I can take those shadows and turn them into superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's powerful. I think that's how we create peace. Because for a long time, I thought peace was something that comes because you got everything in order. You controlling everything just how you want it. But
Mm-hmm.
peace, when you learn how to create your life to make peace to exist, peace is something you have to give space to exist. And when you start saying, okay, well, this thing about me could be negative, but I'm going to turn it into a positive. I'm going to go within until I figure out how to do that. And then nothing changed in your life except your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And now, yeah, where there was none before. Yeah, that's really powerful. Mm, honey, I love that. 29. If I would have been on this journey when I was 29, I was still shouting in church and speaking in tongues, honey, at 29. I knew something was off,
She
but
could be my baby.
you
I have
know,
a 31-year old. She could be my baby. Mhm.
because see, you are proof of everything that I'm saying. Like you realize so much sooner. Like I don't belong here.
Good. That's
Not where I
good.
belong.
Mm-hmm.
This is not authentic to me. And you
Good.
took the needed to take to get on your journey. That's fucking fantastic.
Yep.
9. Wow.
Absolutely. That's good.
Make sure you tap in with us so we can support you on your solar return.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So, has perspective change on women? Like, do you feel now like it can happen? We can create and cultivate supportive, healthy relationships with each other.
Yeah, because I'm one of seven and I have four sisters and I'm the
Mhm.
sixth of them all. So I feel like I have one younger sister under me, but the three older ones, I'm kind of like the oldest, the eldest. So I'm like little big sis to them. And it's funny because even us, we have like rivalries in our sisterhood. You know what I mean? Like some get along better than others. And it's unfortunate because it was like indoctrined in our family, I feel like with the colorism,
Yeah,
with the hair texture.
yeah.
Um you name it, whatever the rivalry is for us ladies, it is there. And it's like even cousins, against aunts, and it's like aunts against cousins. So it's really bad. But I feel like I'd be breaking down the walls because I'm like, I don't know what you're mad at. But if we find out the root of it, like what is it? You know what I mean? Maybe we can get along better. But it's funny because I have one older sister and she's just she frowns upon like anything that is related to witch. I don't know,
Mhm.
whatever witchy, right? And
Mhm.
so, but she's the eldest of them all. And so anyways, I try to respect her, but it is something like I feel that if it was someone maybe older than her, see even age come into play because I feel like she don't think that I can educate her. She feels like she's supposed to educate me. And I'm like, okay, but she's so smart and so intuitive that I'm like, actually, you know it, but she not tapped in. So it's like, you know what I mean? But then it's the ego. So I think it's a bunch of things that plays with women and like I said, it just starts with even the bloodline.
Mhm.
Um, the opposite gender does account will play to
Yeah.
this too, like men being jealous of women, but women, I don't know, we have a very fierce but yet like something to prove, and I think that that was indoctrined in us because we didn't have the approval of ourselves, like that self-love. We were always looking to be like called pretty or better looking than your other sibling, you know what I mean? And that's like it's been here for so many different generations, I feel. Like, oh, she's the prettiest. I hear that often in my siblings, and I'm like, how can you have, I mean, we do have all different fathers, so I know we look different, but it's like I feel like we all beautiful, you know what I mean? So there's no separation there. How dare you? Like we so different but yet beautiful, right?
Mhm.
And so then how can you say that? But
Wow.
this is what we go through.
Yeah. Yeah. I went through that too, and I understand that. Um, and again, these are the prison cells, that we've been put in. And just even if you're judging somebody as being more beautiful than you, it's still a negative judgment to yourself.
Mhm.
Let all be beautiful. Everything doesn't have to be a competition. And that's the survival mode. And we get stuck in that. And everything is always competition. It's always ego based. And we really, I don't know. That's why I said what we're doing now is creating a new future timeline to have different experiences because experiences need containers. They need something to be placed into to occur. And each time that we communicate with each other, energetically is communicating like, okay, we're done with that timeline. We're done with that narrative. We're done with that story. And we're opting out. Anything that requires me to judge myself against somebody else, because that's all comparison and competition is. And it's not even relevant because each individual person has their own sovereign soul's journey and mission and have been equipped with what they need to do that. So in reality, in hindsight, there is no hierarchy. There is no better or worse. It's just different. And I used to tell people, they, be like, yeah, you think you all that. And I was like, actually, I have a lot of inferior thoughts if you only knew. Um, and everything was so opposite. And I was like, it's just so strange. Like people perceive me the opposite of the way I perceive me. Right. And so it's just one of those things where we have to be able to not judge ourselves and not even judge them for being judgmental. Once you opt out of judgment, period, you also have a lot more peace and you have a lot more acceptance with whatever it is, and it has no impact on you as a person. And I think that's been the goal. That's powerful. Yeah. Okay. All right. Kalia, your turn. What would you like to share?
Okay, so when I joined this group, I just came out of hermit mode. Okay, I was spending all my time by myself, and
Yeah.
I don't think I was quite ready to be in a group because I seen you posting in the community page, and I seen your videos about the sacred sister. I'm like, I don't know. And then I was like, okay, well, she's still posting, so let me go look at her schedule about the consultation. So I looked at your schedule. I was like, oh, she ain't got nothing that matched my schedule. So I guess I'm out, right? So I was just sitting there. I don't know what I was doing on my phone, and then I seen something come through the new verse, and it said, you know, you got another spot for somebody that wanna if somebody want to join because you know some other people gave up a spot. So I was like, okay. So I was like, well, okay, well, if you know, I'll sign up. But I didn't think you got back to me. I was like, oh my! After I clicked on the link and then I paid, I said, what did I just get myself into? I was like, oh my God, what did I just do? Because you know, I am not a group person. I ain't on social media. I have no social media, no Facebook, TikTok, none of it. Okay, just YouTube, right? And so I was like, I don't know how I'm about to pull this off. And there was definitely a few times in the group I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this? Because it's like I had all these issues with myself, you know, a lot of self-esteem issues, self-confidence issues, just all these things. And, you know, when I spent all this time by myself, I didn't really have to face anybody else because it's just me. So I'm like, oh man, I don't even know how to really interact with people, you know? So it turned out to be a very pleasant experience. I learned quite a bit about myself, my body. You know, you and Keith gave us a lot of tools to help us go within and, you know, and nurture ourselves and be more feminine. So that's something that I learned. Um, and as far as sisterhood, it was really nice for me to see how um, cohesive and connected we could be with each other because I don't have that outside of this group. Like, you know, the melanated women around here where I live, you know, I can't compliment them or speak to them. They make sure not to make eye contact with me. So it's kind of like I just started getting used to that behavior. So it's like been a challenge to develop strong relationships with melanated women, especially where I live when there's not that many to begin with.
Yeah.
And you know, we're all or they're all in competition, you know, and I never thought that I was a competitive one because I was such a tomboy. So um you know, it's just been it's been a great learning experience for me because, you know, I've been able to get in touch and connect with the goddesses. It's helped me to see gifts that I have within me that I was either ignoring
Mm.
because, you know, I listen to feedback from other people talking about I'm weird, something's wrong with me, you know, if I'm speaking my heart language, light language, they're
Mm.
like, I don't know why you're doing that. People are going to think you crazy. And, you
Mm.
know, a lot of that was embedded within me and it kind of put a halt to my spiritual practices. And, you know, to be able to come into this space and be authentic and real and be able to share very private experiences, something I would never feel comfortable talking to anybody about because
Mm.
I keep to myself. Um, it has given me a lot of strength and um, it's helped me trust more,
Mm.
especially with you know, feminine energy, feminine's outside of myself. So um, you know, I'm really grateful for you doing this, and it's just a testimony to, you know, your love and compassion. So I'm getting a little emotional now. I had to take
Um,
a breath.
it's okay. Yeah,
So
yeah. That means so much to me. Um, I know that this is like water to our soul. This is the food. This is the sustenance. This is the strength. This is the support that we don't get in our day-to-day lives. And a very important aspect of who we are. We are tribal people. We don't thrive when we're alone. We don't thrive when we don't have anybody that understands us, that cares enough to actually just listen, to see us, to see me, not judge me from the outside, but to see me, to see my heart, to see the gifts that I bring, and to not see them as weird or crazy or judge them or bad or evil or witchy or all of the things that's been used to demonize the way the feminine heals. That's really what it is. And, you know, it means so much to me to be able to have this space. I'm so glad that you didn't give up and that you ignored the voices and you came back. And this was so hard. This was so hard. I cried many nights. Like, I know I'm supposed to be doing this. So many happening in this journey, putting this together. Like, Keys, tell you, I was like, Keys, there's so much going on. My life is in chaos. Like, how am I going to create safe space? I don't even feel safe. I don't feel safe in the world. I feel overwhelmed. I feel like the burden of my bloodline is on my back. Like, how am I supposed to do this? How can I withstand any more than what's already on my plate? It was so much, but I knew I had to. And this was a 6-month process because the first time I started posting, I didn't really get that much response. And that's when I found out that I was shadow banned again. And I was just like, I'm never going to reach the people that I need to reach for this, you know. And it forced me to go within, and it forced me, and I just started calling for y'all, like calling for y'all not using the internet, calling for y'all using energy, using my heart, using my womb space, like Mama Earth, go get them and bring them, you know. And just to hear that you saw that that spot had opened up and you made that call, I was so happy when you did. Like, every one of y'all, like, I've been watching all of y'all for a long time. And then, you know, it's just like, it's like, hands to not only show love, but to feel safe to receive it. That's huge. That's something lack in the world. It's never been safe to be a woman, not since the patriarchy. It's never been safe to be an indigenous woman. Even worse, it's been so hard. So we've been hardened by these conditions. And in this space, we get to decondition. We get to decolonize our minds. We get to deprogram. We get to relax and just be. And it's just, I thank you so much for that, for sharing that. You know, people thought that I was strange too. So I'm gonna make sure that I make a point before we get off here, close it with some mother tongue light language. And I was showing me because people got us because the system got us fucked up. That we're not here to play them games. We're not here to assimilate. We're not here to be clones. We're here to be who we are, because who we are is good enough. We don't need to be nobody else. And that pressure just forces us to take off one mask and put on another one. And you never get to really experience the beauty of who you are. The feminine is meant to always be changing. We're not supposed to ever be the same. We're supposed to always be changing. And I had all of those experiences. And that's when I said, you know what? How can I politely tell the world to fuck itself and be myself? And it was just by embracing my gifts And, I was just like, I'm gonna record a whole damn song then speaking like this, because it's for who it's for. And if I'm not for everybody, that's okay. I'm not doing this for the people who go judge me. I'm doing it for me and for the people who resonate. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. And, in the words of Queen Evelyn, those things are just a non-motherfucking factor. And you move accordingly. And it feels so good to be able to be embraced in what somebody else thought was trash or evil or just bad. Everything attached to the feminine has just been demonized. So I love that, Kalia. And honey, I mean, your laugh, your humor, honey, when I see you, honey, we're gonna have a ball. It's coming. It is coming. I ain't even gotta worry about it. It is coming. We gonna get to have our retreat and we gonna get to embrace each other. It is coming. I know that it is. I had 2 people reach out to me and was just like, do you need somebody to help with sponsorship to get it going with the financial part? And so, I said, just let me sit on it for a moment and let me see. So that just lets me know, it affirms that this is meant to happen. And I just would love to be able to embrace you all and on a 101. So yeah, it's coming. But yeah, that's thank you. Who else we got? Eve. Eve showed up. Eve pull up. She pull up on CP time. You committed. I love it. How you doing, Eve? Can you talk? If you let us know in the chat, but hopefully you can give us a few words. Eve got her some cabbage on the stove or something. She be busy doing all kinds of stuff. I'm surprised I'm not trying to cook right now. I wanted to be fully present with y'all though. I was like, I can't multitask tonight. I just need to be with my sisters. Like, mm-mm. But if Eve don't share anything, I'm gonna, close us out tonight. She might be a little tied up. That's okay, Eve. You can always send us an audio. You gotta unmute though. I don't think you unmuted. And I don't know if I can do it from my side. Let me see. No, I don't think I can unmute. Let me see. Let me try something.
And I had a dream about you last night, Keys.
Oh, tell us about it, girl. Can you tell us?
It was
Yeah, what happened?
so I guess you posted a video on the chat and it said something that's your son talking, right? So
Yeah.
I had a dream that I saw another video, okay? And your son was in it and he was like dancing or something, but you had his face covered. And I'm like, so I'm really thinking I saw your video because my dream had me thinking I saw your video, right? And then so for some reason you had sent my youngest son some clothes, like some pants, right? And I was trying to get him to try these pants. I was like, look, come on, put the pants on. I got to see if they fit so I could take a picture or a video and show her that, that you put them on and they look good, right? And it was just all this stuff happening to where I couldn't get him to put the pants on. And like everybody was interfering. There was all this interference. It was kind of wild. I mean, that was the extent of it, but yeah. So that was just random.
I told y'all I was working on the ass. I ain't playing with y'all. I dream about y'all. I used to it. And pick up, I'd be like, girl, I can't believe we went and did that. It be now. That's beautiful. Wow. We quantum entangled. This
Yeah, right.
the power of wombs, right? Like this is our realm. This is our kingdom. And the fourth dimension is based on the subconscious. That's feminine energy. That's yin energy. So, we try to put my phone on charger so it don't cut off on us, because I do want us to be able to close out, like I had said. But this is what we do. Somebody made it seem like we've been programmed to think dreams don't count. So whatever it was that your son needed, Keys, our divine self, sent it. Even if it was a lot of business going on, whatever it was he needed, it was sent, you know? So, I mean, it's no words. Like, I'm telling y'all, from this point forward, life is going to be very different. This is a really rare experience. And I've had a lot of women go to a lot of events and not feel this and not have this type of connection. And so this is just a testament to us accepting our calling and getting in receptive mode to receive the activations and the power that the Great Mother is bringing. We don't really have to do anything. From this point, it's just being, thinking as if, acting as if, and we're going to always be there for each other, you know? So I'll be sending y'all certificate of completion, and we'll keep in touch. I think it's a message in me and that's going to come through, and I'm not going to deliver it, just to make sure the people that didn't understand Kalia, you don't have to understand something that don't need to be understood if it ain't meant for you to understand it. And it don't need to be explained if it's understood. So I understand. And we're going to go out with this energy, and I'm going to call in all of our support going out of this. And of course, we'll be in the background talking. But in our dreams, we be wilding out. We be wilding out, y'all.
Yeah.
To get on that level,
Right
y'all on right now.
We be at bonfires and shit. We be naked under the moon. I'm like, what the hell? Sleep. They just like, oh, y'all doing y'all ceremonies. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. After stress, the work is getting done. And that aspect of us that have already completed these experiences is working through us while we sleep. And it's so beautiful. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to close us out with a metta prayer. And this is just when you are allowing yourself to be a channel for spirit. Our language has been filled with so many things that keep us stuck. We know our words are our swords, our words are our wands. So when we speak outside of our language, we are allowing the divine to speak. And that's what I'm going to do. If you all would just receive, you can close your eyes if you're able to. If you're not, that's okay. And I'm going to call in our support to carry us through the rest of this journey, the rest of this year. And so that whoever is meant to be touched by the healing that is coming through us, that they're able to receive that, and nothing can get in the way of us manifesting our sacred higher calling. You would just take some deep breaths, cleanse your energy field, get grounded. Inhale, hold that breath in your womb and release it with a sigh. Inhale and hold that breath in your womb. Squeeze your muscles, your bandolocks. Pull that energy in your womb. Exhale with a sigh. Squeeze, do those Kegels. Hold this breath in again. Hold it. Release what no longer serves. Hoso kababai he de kalaiko. Dante ke se korelati. Manti kerere ketoko. Shamabasi. Lati korolo manake beheke. Tanti kororo kololoko. Sanakashi kororo kanakatike. Banti ke se korere shiko. Rash karati korereke. Lanti ke se kororo somakite. Tanti ke te ko se kamamaki he shoko. Sashe kororo komamame he. E kororo mamame kereke. Kwape kanara doseka. Kwape kanara kororo kubeke. Sesh kararati. Tanti kerere kola kaloko. Tanlereke. Tanleke reke. Mama kerere se kaleri da kaloloko. Tanti ke se kararai shiko. Panti kerere kararaki. Sashko sky. Shashko sky manati tereke. Tanti ke se kororoso. May we be carried to every direction, in every dimension, with protection, with guidance, with our power and our sovereignty. May we be liberated from anything that seeks to bind us. May we receive all of the beautiful things that have been queued up for us. May we surrender. May we learn to trust. May we learn to release control. May we learn to be present. May we learn to be patient. May we learn to be compassionate to ourselves. May we feel safe and comfortable not walking on eggshells. May we trust in this process. May we receive the power that is being given to us. May we have clarity on the steps to take. May we reclaim all of the energy that we have leaked and given away. We call back the energy that has been taken from us. We call back our right to speak. We call back our truth, to stand in our truth, to use our voices, to uplift. May we learn to accept everything about us that has been demonized, repressed, and compartmentalized. May we all receive what has been so sweetly and divinely released for us, for it is ours. The future is ours. The present is ours. The past acts as nothing but a foundation for us to measure our growth and our evolution. We give thanks and we give honor. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Understanding.
Ashe.
That felt so good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love y'all so much. And I'm going to, of course, I'm going to be talking with y'all tonight, through the night, going into the night. I want y'all to never, never, never forget this. We all created this journey together. So it's not one person. And we have a sisterhood where we are linked for life, honey. We are linked for life. And I'm going to let y'all go. I'm excited for y'all. So many great things about to unfold for y'all. That your mind can, because it's not supposed to. It's some stuff that just is kept secret until it's time for you to step into it. And it's a lot of greatness ahead of y'all. All right, y'all. I love y'all over here now.
Yeah.
I love you,
We
ladies.
love you.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all on the other side, okay? Yes, I'll see y'all on the other side. Okay, bye, y'all.
All right.
I've been looking for a higher love. I've been looking for